Gamercast Network.
Hey. All right. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the Video Game Show, episode number 51 for Sunday, August 19th, 2007. I'm Chad, and this week we talk about Bioshock, Stranglehold, EA changing the Wikipedia, and much, much more. Before we hit the roll call, a little Gamercast Network community news. Go check out Gamertag Radio's video review of Bioshock for the Xbox 360. Also, check out Podtacular, episode number 125, Habanero Halo, where they talk about the lack of in-game clan support in Halo 3. And also, go check out Uncle Gamer Radio, episode number 43, where they talk about their impressions and experiences of Ratchet & Clank and Bioshock. This week, for the roll call, when I say your name, tell me the faction you most enjoyed fighting for in a game. And joining us this evening is Bob.
Much as I hate to admit it, I enjoyed fighting for the Horde. For the 2 months that World of Warcraft was fun, it was very, very fun being an orc and beating the shit out of humans and elves because I hate them.
Next up on the list is Keith.
I don't want to say the same thing. So
Well, it was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun being an orc. Let's go with the orcs from Dawn of War because they were cool. And they laughed at the goblins when the goblins got killed. Even though they're on the same side, they still laughed at them.
Ivan.
What if I haven't played games with factions?
You've played games with factions.
No, I haven't.
Raven Shield, you weren't a terrorist. Oh, Dynasty Warriors had factions. And you said you liked the woo guy with the two swords.
All right, I like the woo guy with the two swords faction.
Phil.
Can't think of anything that really has factions.
Oh my god! What game do you play the most?
Okay, so you've got the Alliance and you got the Horde. I prefer
That's two factions! Pick a side. How's that then, if faction is throwing you off?
You know, when the revolution comes, you're going to have to pick. I'm just saying.
I pick Phil's team.
Phil's going to be your own faction?
Just a premonition, you're going to lose.
I will say the Protoss from StarCraft. I always like their dudes and decimating the humans and Zerglings.
Oh! Can I change my answer? Oh, that's a tough call. Because the Fae were really fun.
Oh, you did enjoy the Fae.
I do enjoy the Fae. Oh, that's a tough call. Because killing humans is fun, but killing humans as a pixie. Now that's really fun.
Explain who the Fae are.
In Battlecry or just plain old... Well, no, they weren't in Warlords. They were just
Oh, they were only in Warlords Battlecry.
There was a faction of, like, fairy creatures, of sprites and sliffs, leprechauns and pixies and stuff. Yeah, those were really fun because that was the most annoying race of characters I have ever seen. They're like unicorns and Pegasus and stuff. Annoying.
Worst part about it was if he won, he got to mock you because he beat you with Fae. And if you beat him, he goes, "So what? I was Fae." And
it's like playing the girls' soccer team. It's you can't win. You can't win. It was the most unsatisfying people to play against. You know what though? Much as I like that, I'll stick with my answer.
Next topic.
Last week on the Xbox Live, they released the demo for the upcoming game Bioshock. It is coming out this Tuesday for the Xbox 360 and PC. Or it came out earlier, actually, if you were paying attention, because apparently some Toys R Us employees were not being very smart and started selling it before the street date.
Which meant that they were all over eBay.
Oh, that was the funniest thing. If you go to eBay and look for Bioshock, you could see it on there with a buy it now price of $140, $150, and overnight shipping.
Oh, why would you pay that much money?
So you can play it a whole 5 days before anyone else does.
I'm so cool. Seriously, you guys.
Here's my question. Is there going to be any repercussions to us, our toys, or no?
Probably. You can actually find a retailer that breaks a street date on an item.
Okay. And you know what? I would definitely shop there if it was really called Us Our Toys. And have like a big picture of a troll or something sitting there scratching his head. Us Our Toys, Us Our Toys.
For those of us who have seen or played Bioshock, what do you think of it?
I played the demo and I thought it was okay. And I know I will be in the minority and I'll probably get flamed on the forums. It was a lot like The Darkness as far as a first-person shooter kind of thing goes. It's got zombies and monsters and things, and it's kind of like Shadowrun in that you have guns and magic powers that you can shoot people with.
Have you ever played the older style PC first-person shooter adventure games like Deus Ex and System Shock 2? Because Bioshock is made by the same guys who did System Shock 2. And System Shock 2 came out in the late 90s. It was heralded as one of the greatest PC games of all time.
Yeah, and so great that I've never played it.
The thing is, most people haven't played System Shock 2, so they don't really realize that Bioshock it is a very good game, but it really is just an evolution, a very major evolutionary step in System Shock 2. It's the same idea. You have upgrades, it's got a compelling story.
What do you think of it then there, Chad? I'm assuming you played it.
Yeah, I have played it, and I stand by the fact that I think it is just an evolution in System Shock 2. So for people who play System Shock 2, they would probably really like this game. Everyone's reviewing it and rating it 100%, 10 out of 10, that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'd go that far. I would say it's very fun. It is very good. It's very well done. I love the atmosphere. I love the style of the game. They put it to a very unique Art Deco kind of style. I'm happy seeing that this style of game is getting a wide audience now that's on the 360, because System Shock 2 never got that wide of an audience because it was on the PC. This could mean a whole new kind of style of first-person adventure games for consoles. The last time they tried this, Deus Ex was another really popular one that had a sequel that came out on the original Xbox called Deus Ex Invisible War, and that was really poorly done. It was not that good of a game. This one is much better than that.
I'll put in my 2 cents because I only saw like 30 seconds of it while somebody else was playing it. And it was very much like, oh my god, I can't see. It's dark, it's dark, it's dark. Oh, that's looking sweet looking. Oh, it's dark, it's dark, it's dark. Oh, it's sweet. Oh, it's dark, it's dark. It was dark, but it wasn't annoying like Doom was. Very creepy. Everything's got like mannequin masks. Yeah, I don't know, it looks like something I'd like.
Yeah, it's definitely a very atmosphere-y type game. As Chad was saying, the whole atmosphere of the early part of the 20th century mixed with darkness and kind of scary moments.
One of the things is I'm wondering how much longevity it's going to have with people who buy it, beat it, and if they're willing to go back to it.
It kind of looked that way, just kind of an adventure, have the experience of the game, and then it's on eBay.
The thing is, you can go back and play it again. This is one of the draws of System Shock 2, was that when you start System Shock 2, you could decide what you want to be. Do you want to be like a gunner? Do you want to be a stealthy guy? This is the same kind of thing, because in this one, you can either pump yourself up by killing the little sisters and getting the atom, or you can go a whole different route using weapons and guns.
Now, is this game only single player?
Yes, it's only going to be a single player game. There is no multiplayer for it. The only online stuff you have is for the Xbox, and that's in terms of achievements and leaderboards and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would say people who haven't tried it and have never tried a first-person adventure kind of game, they might enjoy this. They should definitely give the demo a try.
Next topic.
I think this about 2 weeks ago was that Stranglehold's demo came out, and for those of you who don't know, Stranglehold is the video game sequel to John Woo's Hard Boiled. In Hard Boiled, it was a Chow Yun-Fat film that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. The main character was Tequila. He was the hard-boiled detective who just goes around shooting things. And so, Ivan, you tried the demo.
Based on the demo, it's extremely fun game. It's a shooty game, but not a first person. It's kind of a third-person shooter game. It's insanely intense, kind of 50 guys all coming at you all at once. There's several special moves that you have. When you hit a certain button, you kind of dive and you go into the slow motion thing, and you can move your reticle around just as fast as normal, but since you're going in slow motion, you can aim better. And then there's precision shot or something that's called, where you shoot it and time actually somewhat completely stops. It zooms in on your enemy and you can aim at any different body part and shoot, and then you see the bullet go in real slow motion right at him, and like if you're aiming right for the middle of his face, the blood splatter and him holding his face, or you can shoot him in the
awesome.
shoot him in the junk. You can actually shoot the gun or his hand, and you see him shaking his hand.
You could shoot him in the junk.
Yes, he instantly folds over, holding his junk with blood shooting out.
That's sweet.
And you can do cool stuff like if there's a table in front of you, you don't even have to do anything special. You run up to the table and you kind of do this little hop and you slide across the table. One of my favorite parts is you can do kind of a Tony Hawk jump on top of a railing going downstairs and slide on the railing while you're going down and shooting people as you're going down. And of course, the whole time you have 2 guns.
Basically, if you've ever seen a John Woo film, you can do anything in a John Woo film. And sometimes, if you hit that slow-mo at the right time, I think doves come out of the sides.
Really?
Well, yeah. There's a lot of scenes where there's doves in front of you, and when you run up to them, they go flying as you're hailing bullets down on your enemies. Like, the only bad thing I can say about this so far is that it gets repetitive, and that it's open area, shoot, 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 run through some small area to the next big open area, and then shoot, shoot, shoot.
I was going to say that people who have played more of the game, like the review magazines, they say that this really wasn't the level to show off things. There are better levels later on in the game.
The other cool thing with the demo, go through and you earn 1 of the power-ups playing the demo. When you finish the demo, you can actually go back, play it again. You're playing the same demo, the same area, but you get to keep all of your skills that you played the first time. So you get to keep that first power-up, and then you actually earn another power-up. So if you play the demo 3 times, you actually earn all of the power-ups. Chow Yun-Fat does do the voice of Inspector Tequila, and if I'm not mistaken, John Woo actually, how you direct a video game, I'm not sure, but I do believe he directed the video game.
It's probably just, more bullets, more doves.
Yeah.
You know what this scene's missing? Doves and bullets.
Next topic.
Hellgate is having an offer now where if you were to buy some statues that WETA, W-E-T-A, those are the special effects house, part of the company, is they sell statues based on some of the work for movies like King Kong and all that kind of stuff. And they did some work for the Hellgate. They made some statues of it. And if you were to buy one of those statues, you will get a key into the closed beta for Hellgate. So you guys aren't keen on paying for to get into betas?
No, not at all. I didn't have a big problem with the, was that City of Heroes where if you pre-ordered, you got into beta?
Yeah.
That I was okay with.
It's not bad if the money that you spend gets you something in the long run. Like, pre-order the game online so you get into the beta, but that means you don't have to pay for the game when it does come out because you've already purchased it. But this is different. This is buying a $200 statue to get you in the beta, and then when the game does come out, you still have to buy the game.
Beta should be about testing. I would hate to see someone buy one of these statues, get this offered, and they just don't do anything. They don't play it. They're not testing it. They've wasted a beta invite.
Exactly.
Here's playing devil's advocate. Here's a spin on this. So let's say that Flagship Studios or somebody and this WETA went to try and sell their statues. So they're trying to give people an incentive. It's not so much paying to get into the beta as it is giving you something for purchasing their statue.
Yeah, because honestly, these statues I don't think are selling very well. They're not selling like hotcakes. I'm into the statue collecting market, and some of the WETA stuff out there, the King Kong stuff, that's very popular. Goes for tons of money on eBay. These statues aren't going for over retail on eBay right now.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's not like King Kong or some established product. These are brand new. I mean, you don't like have a favorite class yet or something.
It's like only your diehard collectors are even going to be interested in something like that. But I mean, the average person isn't going to care.
Don't worry. When they only get 200 people, they'll open up the beta to everybody.
That's what I was saying, though, is I'm viewing this as not so much let's try and get people into the beta by having them buy one of these overpriced statues. It's, yes, these are overpriced statues, so in order to offset that purchase, we'll give you the beta. I don't think they're saying we're not inviting people into the beta because we're going to try and get you to buy this statue. I think it's kind of the other way around.
I wouldn't mind beta testing Hellgate London. I'd love to. I play it all the time. If anyone out there who works for Flagship Studios.
just throwing that out there. I'm just saying.
Night and day, man. Night and day. I'll play.
I am a software QA tester by trade, so
just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Very good at writing up defects and very good at finding defects.
Before I went to grad school, I was a hardware diagnostics guy. Hardware, software, similar.
Just saying.
Yep, just saying.
Next topic.
So we are the keepers of the Wikipedia around here. First off, we should know that there is this new utility out there called the Wiki Scanner. And here's what it does. When you guys edit any page on the Wikipedia, it tracks your IP address. So I think this was some grad students who did this, is they made this little utility, automates the process of matching the IP addresses of the people who modified a wiki page to whatever company owns that IP address. Like, I think they found that, for some reason, CIA employees were looking over the Buffy the Vampire Slayer pages. I remember seeing that story.
That's because there's a secret Black Ops Demon Hunter version of the CIA, and they're just looking for tips. Like, God, these guys really know what they're doing. Clickety, 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 click.
Okay, so some people studied the people who changed the EA page in the Wikipedia. The normal wiki, you can actually look up when someone changed something, what changes they made. They found that someone had downplayed the role of the original founder of EA, Trip Hawkins, and hyped up Larry Probst, who is the current CEO of EA. Remember a couple years ago, there was a whole, EA is just overworking people, underpaying them, that kind of stuff.
When they got sued.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so over those lawsuits, someone went and actually changed the entry surrounding that to saying that basically to the effect that EA is now leading the industry in reforming work-life balance issues in the software industry, making things better. They're kind of really hyped up EA here. So when they took the IP address of who made those changes, guess where he worked?
EAPR. That's what it was.
APR.
It tracked back to the EA Redwood City headquarters. After the hubbub, which came out about all this, EA made a statement saying that, EA sometimes updates websites that have corporate information like the Wikipedia to refine it, to make things more clear.
To blatantly lie.
Well, so Ivan, what do you think about all this?
It pisses me off because EA is not one of our favorite groups because of the annoying things they do. And this is just kind of another one of those annoying things. I mean, and it's not even like they just made, factual changes. Not like the Wikipedia page said the company was founded in 1981 and it was really founded in 1979 or something like that. So they went in and changed that. No, that's not what they changed. They went in and specifically deleted references to business practices which were in the news. It wasn't speculation. EA employees were coming out saying these things. Clearly the original owner must have had some sort of fallout with the company. He's no longer there. This new guy is. And so they made changes to downplay that. It's shady.
But it is perfectly okay for us who have no vested interest to go in.
We do it as humor, knowing full well that somebody is going to change it back. None of us were under the illusion that we were going to make these changes knowing that they were going to stay there for all time.
That Norway actually was on fire during 1943.
Yeah.
And they only survived with a hardy Nordic sheep.
I just found that statement funny because that's exactly what we do. But yes, you're absolutely right. We do it as a joke.
Next topic.
Someone is suing Blizzard.
Damn it, Tom!
Yeah. Nice.
Now, this is a Chinese IT firm called Founder Electronics.
Found your gold electronics.
No. These guys aren't gold farmers. No.
I like that one.
This is a firm that provides fonts for the Chinese newspaper industry and electronic industries, fonts to make your text and your writing, that kind of stuff. They are claiming that Blizzard did not ask for permission to use 5 of their fonts in World of Warcraft. Now, they aren't suing just Blizzard, they're suing Blizzard and 2 companies. I don't believe Blizzard actually did the localization of World of Warcraft for China. It really is these other companies that made all the text for China. Those guys are the ones that are allegedly could have stolen these fonts and put them in World of Warcraft. They're suing for $14 million. Because of these 5 fonts, they are estimating that they may have lost $140 million in revenues.
For a font. Are fonts really that?
When you say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous.
I was about to say, when you say it out loud, it sounds even worse.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can really make on a font.
Yeah, I didn't know that the font market was so in demand.
Well, Blizzard's the one to sue. They're the one with all the money. I wonder how much money they actually make. 9 million people?
That's probably like 2 weeks of subscriptions.
But still, I mean, even if Blizzard doesn't care and is like the old lady from Bugs Bunny, that's what I always equate Blizzard to. Burning stacks of 100 to stay warm. It's still money that basically, in essence, someone is trying to gank from them.
I gotta assume, though, that it's pretty cut and dry to know if this is true or not. I mean, fonts are fonts. If you have a font and the game has a font, it should be pretty easy to compare.
Let's be all conspiracy theory now and say that they just made a font that looked like theirs after the fact and be like, no, dude, we totally had this all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't be conspiracy theory. Don't be Tom. Stay away from that.
Please don't be Tom.
Next topic.
There's a new Chinese anti-corruption game coming out. It is called Incorruptible Fighter.
That country would just crumble if you tried to do that, dude.
Yeah, the thing is here, apparently in a particular region in eastern China, there was some very high political scandals. One of them was the head of the Food and Drug Watchdog Group. He was found taking bribes, and I guess they executed him for that.
Damn!
Wow.
China don't around.
Guess not.
Yeah, so they made this game. They must take down the evil, corrupt officials. And in the game, you get ahead.
No, you get ahead. That's actually the point of the game. You get their head, actually.
Hang on, part of the game is you have to capture the corrupt official and torture and kill them. And then you have to help the upstanding ones, the ones that are, the good guys. You gotta go help them out.
Can we torture them just to be safe?
The only way to be sure.
And one guy who played this said he had a great sense of achievement after punishing many evil officials.
Well, I'm not saying there isn't, something to be gained from killing humans. I do enjoy it myself.
I wonder how many people are going to try to go out and do this in real life and, create havoc and anarchy in China.
I don't know about real life, but they launched at the end of July, and so far they've had 100,000 plus downloads of the game.
I was about to say, I don't think we have to worry about it in real life, and we'll take Sims as a perfect example. Because instead of going outside and living, people will play the game to live. So I don't think you got to worry about governments being overthrown.
Yeah, besides, this is China here. Most of the time they actually play World of Warcraft. Not that they overthrow Azeroth.
Let's overthrow Azeroth. Oh, that would be funny.
Next topic.
This is going to be a fact or crap about video games and their relationship with trading card games. Been some news over the last couple weeks. So we have 4 facts and 1 crap. Number 1, there's big money out there in the World of Warcraft trading card game, and they have a whole tournament scene. This November is the World of Warcraft World Championships, and this tournament will have the largest first place prize of any trading card game tournament. And we're talking like all the magic and, magic. So the prize for this one, for the first player, will be $100,000. Number 2, there's a new World of Warcraft trading card game expansion coming out next week. And this expansion is called Fires of Outland. And now we know with all of our World of Warcraft trading card games here, we get loot cards. And in this game, there's going to be a loot card, which will give you, in the World of Warcraft online game, an item that you eat. And when you eat this, you will just start burping. Number 3. Now, there are many video game versions of trading card games out there. For example, there's a version of Magic the Gathering that you can play on the PC. It plays just like normal Magic the Gathering card game. And also for the Marvel vs. trading card game, there's a version for the Nintendo DS and PSP that plays just like the Marvel vs. trading card game. A couple months ago, the guys at Sabretooth Games, who make a trading card game based on Warhammer, released a game called Warhammer Battle for Atluma for the PlayStation Portable, and this is basically just a PSP version of the trading card game. So now they're going to make a new version for Warhammer 40,000, because they also have a Warhammer 40,000 trading card game, and this one's going to be called Damnation's Gate, and it's going to be coming out for the PSP and the Nintendo DS. Number 4. So, we all know Kingdom Hearts is one of the most popular PlayStation 2 RPGs of all time. Now, Square Enix and Disney, they want to get that property into the trading card game circuit here. So, they're going to be releasing the Kingdom Hearts trading card game. Unfortunately, this one's only going to feature Disney characters. The first set's only going to have Disney characters. Later sets will have all the Squaresoft Enix guys. And number 5. In addition to trading card games, there's these miniature collectible games, Hero Clicks. Instead of having cards, you collect these little figurines and whatnot. They're about like 2 inches tall, an inch tall. So one of the big ones is Mage Knights. They have a whole one for Marvel and DC. And there's one coming out this fall for Halo. At the San Diego Comic-Con, which was just held 2 weeks ago, they offered a special version, a special figure that you could buy there, only there. And this figure for this miniature game, it actually wasn't that miniature. It was 2 feet by 2 feet by 1.5 feet tall. You can only buy it there for $250.
Must have sold like hotcakes.
Now, you gotta tell me, did it sell like hotcakes? Was that made up? Was that fact or was that crap?
I like hotcakes. Fact.
So there are your 5. You must tell me which one of those I made up and which ones are real. Ivan, which one do you think is false?
I vaguely remember Magic the Gathering World Championship tournaments getting pretty high up there in money prizes, so 100,000 sounds like a lot, but I could believe that. Burping thing is just dumb enough to make somebody want to do that, so I believe that would be a loot card that you could get. Warhammer trading card game, wasn't all that interesting. Like there wasn't anything in there that stood out as, oh no way, that's dumb. So that was just vague enough to be true. The Kingdom Hearts thing, I find it hard to believe that they would come out with a trading card game that only featured the Disney characters first, since the whole point of Kingdom Hearts was to merge Disney and Square Enix guys. So skip that one. And the Hero Clicks thing, if Chad followed the rules, if that's true, he wasn't allowed to make up the dimension size, meaning that we made a rule a long time ago that you weren't allowed to just change numbers. So then I believe that is just silly enough to work. So I'm going to go with the Kingdom Hearts trading card game and the fact that only Disney characters will be featured at first.
Next up, Bob.
I will pick that they are, in fact, not putting out a Warhammer 40k Damnation Gate for PSP/DS.
Okay. Phil.
I'm going to say that the crap is the loot card to make you burp. They've already got like drinks in the game that make you drunk and you don't burp or anything there. And there's also an emote that allows you to burp already. So I'm going to say that is crap.
And finally, Keith.
I agree with Ivan, but again, I don't like to pick the same thing. So I'm going to say Halo.
Okay, and Bob, you are correct. There is no Warhammer 40k DS game coming out.
Really? The only reasoning behind that was I know how much you know we like Warhammer, and you might lie to us.
I just sent you a picture of the big-ass miniature. I'll put that in the show notes. For the Halo HeroClix game, they have this exclusive tank, which is called a Scarab, and it is very big. It's a tank used by the Covenant in Halo 3.
Good grief almighty! It's huge. And I dropped the H on purpose.
It's huge.
There actually already is a Kingdom Hearts trading card game in Japan, and they're just localizing that for North America. And the first one coming out will not feature any of the Square Enix people, only Disney characters. You're not going to see people like Tidus or Sir Auron from the Final Fantasy or those kind of games. Yes, there is a new loot card, which is going to be your Goblin Gumbo, which just makes you burp. For this November's World Championships, it is going to be the largest first place prize of any trading card game tournament for. The first place winner will receive $100,000.
That's a lot of money. That makes professional card gamer viable. I kind of loathe that.
See, that's my problem with life. So you'd think, wow, it would be awesome to play Magic the Gathering for a living, but then you actually have to think that becomes your job.
Seems like such a odd skill set to have.
Especially when the thing should go out of business.
Right, then what? I mean, the knowledge is pretty much,
Yeah, that's one of those things where when the fallout comes, and the engineer and the doctor and all those people actually can help survive. It's like, hey, Bob, what do you do for a living? How can you help us survive the Holocaust? I could play the out of a deck of cards.
You can put his ass on a skewer and cook him. Your skill is food.
I'm delicious. I has a flavor.
Next topic.
Mailbag.
Sam from Singapore. Hey, I've been tempted by the PlayStation 3 due to its graphics and advanced technology for quite some time now. But after seeing the Xbox Elite and its range of games and similar specifications, I've been contemplating my desire to own a PlayStation 3. If price was not an issue, which should I purchase and why?
I would say still at this exact moment in time, go with an Xbox 360 because it has the nice selection of games.
Yeah, as being the PlayStation 3 owner of the group here, I would have to agree with that for right now, because right now, it's still not really worth it. There are some good games now. Resistance, I played through it. It's a very good first-person shooter. I played through half of Ninja Gaiden, another very good, but then again, Ninja Gaiden is just an updated version of the Xbox Ninja Gaiden. Apart from that, I haven't tried anything on the PlayStation Network store yet, so I can't comment on Calling All Cars, but there really is nothing really major out there right now. I would comment on MotorStorm, which is that racing game, but I really hate racing games, so I can't comment on that. So I would say, as a PlayStation 3 owner, hold off for right now.
Well, that's not what he asked. He asked if he wants to buy something, what would he buy?
Again, it comes down to the fact that he's more impressed right now with the Xbox 360's games, and he wants to buy one right now, I would say Xbox 360.
And when would you say it's cool to buy a PlayStation? Because eventually it will be cool to buy a PlayStation.
With the announcements that have been made on games like Ratchet & Clank, Hot Shots Golf, Lair, Heavenly Sword, Uncharted, which is a Tomb Raider-esque kind of game, but a very good-looking one. Those games, when they come out by the end of this year, a few more good ones beginning of spring, I would say spring. I'm shooting for spring being a viable place to say, yes, there are good games right now. We have a decent library. Not as big as the 360s, that's always going to be getting bigger all the time, but there will be more out there. I'm only targeting exclusives here. I'm ignoring all of the Maddens, the Call of Duties, which are going to be multi-platform.
You said duty.
Video Game Show episode number 51 for Sunday, August 19th, 2007. Any ham sandwiches for anyone out there in the world?
I'm going to give one to Chad because we're one episode
He's not
away
allowed to have
from-
one.
Listen to my reasoning here. We're one episode away from the 1 year anniversary. He's done a very fine job keeping it together, so hopefully
Doesn't
we
matter.
can,
He's not allowed to have one. And he didn't edit all 52 episodes.
No, only 40 or so of them. I was just going to toss out a quick little ham sandwich group here to some of our people in the forums who are going back to school.
Thank you, me.
Are you going back to school?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I'm changing careers.
What's your new goal?
Professional Magic player. No, I think I'm going into MIS.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, you can get a ham sandwich too. So, our friends here on the forums, Naruto20, I Am Prince, Psychedelic Donuts, Satan Banana, Llama Farmer, David MN, Captain DDL, John, Nate Dogg, Sergeant Corona, Pinhead, White Assassin 10, Fairs to the Lee, and Misery's Company 06. There's a ham sandwich for you. Those guys are in school, have started, or are about to start very soon. Good luck, guys.
Remember, those going back to school, procrastination. Why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
And one final quick reminder for those of you attending PAX this week. Our own MC Fragsalot and Phil will be at PAX. Schedules will be posted in the GamerCast Network forums at www.gamercastnetwork.com/forums. And MC Fragsalot himself, or Tom, will be at the Microsoft booth at PAX when the show opens up. And as always, send your questions, comments, queries, or concerns to the mailbag at vgs@gamercastnetwork.com, Skype us at Video Game Show, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply.
Playing what game in the background that keeps making that plink noise?
That's me, sorry.
I thought we weren't playing games while recording.
Sorry.
If you were sorry, you wouldn't be doing it.
Well, if it's any consolation, I'm dead.
Good.
Yes, it is.
Actually, that makes me feel a lot better. If every one of those plinks is your ass dying, then good.
Yes, it is. Quite good.
You suck.